It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Wednesday morning. It is 9:10. Hoping everybody's having a great start to the day. Mary, a little rain coming in, but other than that, not too shabby.
Okay, it looks, has it already rained?
It's been kind of sprinkling.
Okay,
but
because it kind of looks like it out there.
Yeah.
It's, you see some wet patches on the roads and that sort of thing. And I guess, it still looks like all the way through the weekend we're going to have relatively mild temperatures. So
yeah,
I guess we can't complain about that.
Especially for the end of November.
Right. And, I always say if we get through Thanksgiving with nice weather, that's really a win.
Yeah.
But after that, and I can't even believe I'm saying this because I'm still barefoot in my shoes, after that, then it's time for snow.
Yeah.
It's time for Christmas.
It's one of those things we do need a little. We do need snow for Christmas. We do need snow for snowmobilers and a lot of recreational people.
Right.
We need ice on the lakes that are thick enough for people to go out on.
Yes.
You had some morons up in Becker County decide to go out on the ice, and they fell through. So
you mean already?
Yeah.
Was there ice?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh my goodness! I didn't know ice had formed anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I tell you what,
it was 60 degrees just a couple days ago.
Gee whiz, yeah. You can't do that kind of stuff. So, but I always say if it's going to be, and not that, I don't do any snowmobiling, but we do a lot of ice fishing.
Yeah.
I don't fish. I just go to the fish house because that's where my family is, and we have a lot of fun with that. And our kids have a lot of fun being in the fish house with their friends. And so I want them to have snow because they love to snowmobile and they love to, sled. And usually on Christmas Day when we're together, we go over to Old Smoky and we do some sledding over there, which is super fun. So then I need snow for those kinds of things. Now, if I didn't have grandkids, I could probably get away without snow. But I know they love it, and they've got all these winter activities that they love to do. And so, and I think we all need snow for Christmas. That's just
we
how
definitely
it is.
do.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, do we get to gobble anymore today?
We will have a gobbler eventually.
Okay.
So we can do it, whenever you want to do it, we'll do it.
Okay, and we also, yesterday it was my bonehead move that Pat Scholl came out here. He was going to be on with us at 9:35, and somehow I had my days mixed up, and I was thinking he was coming today. Anyway, he was not able to today, so he was gracious enough to come back, and we taped that interview, and it's pretty short, but we'll play that after the break too, about a really fun event that Viking Cafe is teaming up with Nelson Auto Center to bring back the good old days.
Oh.
Yeah, and talking about, remember when Viking used to have smorgasbord?
Ah, the smorgasbord, yes.
And it used to be $10.99. Well, Pat said if he did it today, it would be over $22. So that's the reason that it's kind of not there. But anyway, the Nelsons, Brent especially, always loved, especially the meatballs on the smorgasbord at the Viking Cafe. So we met with Pat and said, hey, how would you like to bring it back for one day? And Nelsons will pick up the other half. You can charge $10.99, and Nelsons will pick up the other half for each person that comes through. So one day only this coming Sunday. So Pat's going to tell us more about that.
Ooh.
I know. Who doesn't love smorgasbord? I grew up going to the Viking for smorgasbord.
Oh, yeah.
I had to have a little lesson on how to spell it, though. It's not B-O-A-R-D. It's B-O-R-D, which I think is a Swedish spelling.
Yeah, it's Swedish or Norwegian.
Okay, well, correct me if I'm wrong. It's Scandinavian. How's that?
Yeah,
that covers a lot of stuff. So anyway, we're looking forward to having some fun with that this coming Sunday. I think he's planning, I probably better not say the number, but I think they were planning for a few hundred people, and when the food is gone, it's gone. So, anyway, we'll hear more about that coming up at 9:35 when we play that interview that I taped with Pat yesterday. So, again, my apologies for forgetting about him yesterday. Yeah, thankfully, he's so gracious and forgiving. So, all right. Well, the Senate is prepared to swiftly pass. They've already passed, actually.
It's passed.
It's just waiting for the president's signature, which he said he would do immediately. And maybe that's already happened this morning. I don't know.
I think he's still waiting for the signature.
I think so too. But passed easily. There was only one vote against it.
And everybody kind of looks at that guy and
Like,
so
what do you thinking?"
have to hide?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, it passed easily, and it would require the Justice Department to release all unclassified records tied to Jeffrey Epstein within 30 days of becoming law. Now, there's a little bit of a, not everything has to be unclassified, and if it would further hurt a victim, I believe this is right, or it would hurt an ongoing investigation, those are the things that will not be released.
Okay.
So I think other than that, we'll be seeing, I don't know if it's going to be a treasure trove like everyone thinks, or are we going to find out some names that shock us, surprise us? I don't think so, because all of the people that would be on that list that would shock and surprise us have really good people behind them who will absolutely take care of that. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But that's the conspiracy theorist in me, or the, I don't know, the jaded version of Mary Dolan maybe, or something. I just think even though all this stuff is coming out, we're still not going to learn very much.
No.
That's how I feel, don't you?
I think there's just going to be, I think if there's anything interesting, it's already been out.
Yeah, I think so too. And a coalition of 130 congressional Democrats filed a brief to the Supreme Court urging it to rule in favor of 2 trans athletes in forthcoming cases over the protection of women's sports and national enforcement of Title IX. I think that is unforgivable. Women should play in women's sports.
Yep.
Period.
And
End. Stop.
Men should play in men's sports.
Yes. And I don't care what you identify as or what surgeries you've had to become. However you were born, that is the sport that you play in.
Yep.
And I just think it's a slap in the face to women all across this country. Anyway, the coalition, which includes 9 senators and 121 House members, is led by a Congressional Equality Caucus. The co-chair, her name is Becca Balint. She's from Vermont, I believe. Anyway, the list of signees features prominent figures on the party's far left, including, of course, AOC, no shock there, Ilhan Omar, another no shock. And the list also includes House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and Representative Nancy Pelosi.
Not a shocker on any of
Not
those.
at all. Here's who the list does not include.
Ooh.
The guy I thought I could never, ever like, John Fetterman from Pennsylvania. Remember we made so much fun of him when he was running then he won? I tell you what, of the Democrats, he's one of the few who have seem to have some common sense today.
Yeah.
And they don't go along with all this crazy, super far left stuff. And Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer also off that list. That's surprising.
I'm a little intrigued by that.
Yeah. The 130 Democrats on the list urged the court to side with Becky Pepper Jackson, a trans teen from West Virginia who successfully challenged the state's law that prohibits biological males from competing in girls' sports, and Lizzie Hecox, who successfully challenged a similar law, that one was in Idaho, to compete on the Boise State women's cross-country team. And I just have a hard time figuring out why these biological males want to compete in women's sports and just run away with it. But what have you gained? You look,
Well, it's like that
cheating in my eyes.
It's like that one swimmer that was doing it. He couldn't compete in the males. He tried and failed, and then said,
Leah Thomas.
Yeah, Leah Thompson said, "Yeah, I'm going to be a girl," and wow, look at that, I win.
Yeah, but I don't know where that even stands. I don't know if did he get his medals taken away?
Yep.
Yeah. And so anyway, there's been a lot of that goings on. But if we look back 15, maybe as much as 20 years ago, I don't think we could have made up what is going on today.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely It's so unbelievable. I think back to when Tim Walz was running for vice president and he's talking about tampons in boys' bathrooms. I'm like, how can you even think that up? I don't get it. If there's a need for those in boys' bathrooms, then those people are not boys.
Exactly.
Anyway, well, I can get off that soapbox for a moment. All right. Here's an interesting thing. President Trump, he met with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, had him at the White House, had this big welcome party and the jets flying overhead and the whole shebang. This is a guy who is not a very good guy.
No, he's kind of scum.
Anyway, he was the one who either ordered or okayed the murder of that
journalist. Yeah.
That journalist, yeah. What was his name? Khashoggi.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of the journalists did ask the question of the Crown Prince right there at the White House. And basically, President Trump kind of stepped in and said, listen, he had nothing to do with that, and it's not appropriate for you to ask such a question of our guest. So here's a guy that really America didn't like very much just a few years ago.
I still don't like him.
Oh, I know, but I mean, and I think including President Trump, but I guess I can't put words in his mouth. He's got enough of those in his own mouth, I guess. Anyway, it was the Crown Prince's first U.S. visit since Khashoggi's death, which led to his isolation internationally. Trump called Khashoggi extremely controversial and added, "Things happen." I don't think that's kind of like saying it is. What's the one I hate?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's kind of
saying things happen when you assassinate a journalist, dispose of his body down a drain.
Yeah, I mean,
those things don't happen.
No. And just so, of course, now they're all pointing at Trump's family and their family businesses in Saudi Arabia. And we want to make nice with this guy because, of course, those are the questions that are being asked.
And, of course, the
today.
journalists, ran cover for Biden and his family. But
Exactly. Not going to run cover for this president, that's for sure. A federal court has barred Texas from using its newly drawn congressional map in 2026 elections. U.S. District Judge Jeffrey Brown wrote the 2-1 decision ordering the state to revert to its 2021 district lines. Now, will they have to do that in California too? I bet not.
No.
How can they get away with it if it gets squashed in Texas?
It's amazing.
But anyway, the panel found that challengers were likely to prove the 2025 map was an unconstitutional racial gerrymander. Governor Greg Abbott says Texas will appeal to the Supreme Court, and the fighting goes on.
It's like if they can't come up with a good idea or a good excuse, it's racist.
Yeah.
That seems to be what they always do. We'll default to it's racist.
Right. That'll take care of it. And the Department of Education announced 6 new interagency agreements Tuesday, moving several offices to other federal agencies. The plan advances President Trump's goal of closing the department and shifting education oversight to the states. Now, if you didn't live in Minnesota, you could feel good about that. Secretary of Education Linda McMahon called the move a major step forward and says it aims to cut through the layers of red tape in Washington. So what do you think about that? Department of Education hasn't been, it hasn't been very favorable, I don't think. And certainly not here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, I can see them, wanting to go to the states, but you got to have a little federal oversight.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway. And a new Lending Tree analysis find that child care expenses for 2 children now exceed rent in 85 of the nation's largest metro areas. I have a niece and nephew who pay $1,500 a week, $75,000 a year for 3 kids in daycare. How'd you like that, Bill?
Wow.
Yeah. I remember when I was working and my daughter was young, I was paying $13 a day. Pretty cheap daycare.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm shocked more people don't get into daycare.
Oh, I would rather do anything. I would not be a good daycare provider. I would not be a good teacher. I have always maintained that I was not in line when patients were distributed, and neither of those jobs would be good for me.
The old when they said come forth for patients, you came fifth.
Yeah, I think so. Or I was talking with somebody in line and I missed the whole thing. That's probably what happened. Anyway, patience, not my greatest virtue for sure. Anyway, but that's amazing. Families in Omaha, Milwaukee, and Buffalo face the steepest costs, paying more than twice their average rent for care of 2 children, an infant and a 4-year-old. Wow. Full-time infant care. Okay, so maybe 1,500 isn't even the number, because this one says full-time infant care averages about almost $1,300 a month, and that's for one.
Wow.
While care for 2 children costs about $2,250. So maybe I'm wrong on that monthly number with my niece and nephew, but I know that it's over $70,000 a year. And you know what? There's a lot of people around here that don't make 70 grand, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So how could you do that? You'd be working for free, and maybe it's just good for your head to get out of the house. I don't know. But you really have to consider.
Yeah, I would say at that point, you may as well stay home.
Right. And so many people that even go from 1 to 2 children, I think, have to weigh that decision, at least kind of in this region, or at least in your world and my world. Thankfully, we don't have little ones that we have to have childcare for. But
no.
Yeah. So anyway, I see that, we've got holidays coming up, and I see that after the whole debacle with the government shutdown and everything that was happening with airline cancellations and postponements, delays, and all that sort of thing, there were a lot of people who got rid of their tickets when they had the chance. Like, I think it was Delta, American, and maybe United. I think those 3 carriers, if you had booked travel on them and you decided, hey, I'm not going to take a chance, you could get your money refunded, or you could choose, to get a credit or whatever you want. But you could get all your money back with no, fees or anything like that. And it looks like a lot of people did that. And all of a sudden, Amtrak for the holidays has just shot up. People are getting on trains. So, I don't know. Is that better? I think that'd be kind of fun, actually.
It'd be kind of fun to do it once. It's a long process.
I don't want to go very far on a train. But, I don't need to go like across the country or anything.
I know people who've gone out to Seattle. Ellie used to go out to Seattle.
Yeah.
She'd get up in Detroit Lakes and then.
Really?
Yeah.
How long does it take to get to
Over
Seattle?
a day.
Oh, that's a long time. Okay. Well, we'll talk more about the holidays, and we've got Pat from the Viking and Gobble for Your Turkey all coming up in the second half of Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
The 4 letters that define winning. N-D-S-U.
Fires end zone, touchdown!
The 18th time national champs play here.
The dynasty has come back!
Join us this Saturday as the Bison battles St. Thomas in the season finale. Our coverage begins at 1:30 on your home for Bison football. The Pioneer Seeds Bison Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at kbrfradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming. The Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. Market update time here on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grains markets starting out today's trade on the back foot a bit here. Soybeans, all three soybean contracts, double digits lower here. Bauer Trading Market Analyst Ben Cash says grains markets are seeing some profit taking after Monday's big gains.
Following the crop report, obviously, was a little bearish, a little disappointing to the bulls, but to start the week, we've had some good news. China back in the market, buying some soybeans yesterday and this morning. We traded quite a bit higher there on Monday because of those rumors, and they kind of got confirmed here. So now we're seeing a little bit of a pullback, some profit taken from the long side. Weather down in South America looks mostly okay for right now. It's very early. Did see some good rains over the weekend, and right now everything looks pretty adequately watered for the most part. We'll get into December, and obviously weather will gather more importance, but right now everything seems to be okay, and I think that's why we're setting back a little bit here.
Cattle markets trading mixed here with all eyes on Friday's cattle on feed report.
There is a cattle on feed report coming up on Friday. Cattle today are kind of mixed. We got front month Novi up about 250. Now that is going to expire here next week, so you can't really put too much stock into what that is doing. But we got some of the deferred contracts just down about 25 to 30. Fat cattle, however, down about $1.50. So I think there's going to see some reduced risk exposure going into this report. We haven't had one in two months, so I think some traders, are reducing their positions a little bit, and that's why we're seeing a little bit weaker tone here. But
reporting agriculture's business, you are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
You aren't looking for a quick fix for your canola acres. You're looking for seed that shows up, ready to perform. Lucky for you, Invigor Hybrid Canola Seed has been showing up for over 25 years, standing the test of time with innovations like pod shatter reduction technology. It delivers results, eliminating the guessing game with competitor seed brands. So if you're hearing this, remember, Invigor Hybrid Canola Seed was built to last, and it can help make sure your operation lasts too. Always read and follow label directions.
Are you a worrier? I know I can be. In the spring, any day that I'm not in the field means another sleepless night. Hi, I'm Darren Hefty with Hefty Seed Company. Farming comes with enough worries. Your corn seed shouldn't be one of them. That's why we developed Hefty brand 40 Series corn. As the only corn in the industry recommended for planting in 40-degree soils, 40 Series corn gets you into the field before anyone else. When the other guys are losing their sleep trying to get their crop in, well, my corn will already be in the ground. Plant early, sleep better with Hefty 40 Series corn.
Thanks to the American farmer for putting food on the plate, clothes on our back, and fuel in our tank. Your work is measured in acres, not hours. The Red River Farm Network is here to deliver farm news, markets, and weather information to the best farmers in the business. From Rugby to Benson and Roseau to Aberdeen, the Red River Farm Network covers agriculture. Go online to rrfn.com to find your local Red River Farm Network radio station. Podcasts are also available online at rrfn.com, iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify.
Harvest Hotline brings you daily updates with farmers, custom harvesters, elevator managers, and more. Get the latest on harvest progress, yields, and what's happening in the field. Harvest Hotline can be heard weekdays at 12:37 during Agriculture Today. Harvest Hotline brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, Amity Technology, North Dakota Mill, and U.S. Custom Harvesters. We're the Red River Farm Network, reporting agriculture's business.
Checking quotes, December wheat Minneapolis, a quarter cent higher to 5.83. Chicago, December wheat's 4 1/4 down to 5.42 1/4. KC hard red winter wheat's 4 1/2 lower at 5.21 3/4. December corn, a nickel down to 4.31 3/4. January soybeans are a dime lower at 11.43 1/4. In Winnipeg, January canola is 7.20 per metric ton lower to 6.49.30 Canadian. On the cattle side, December live cattle down $1.95 to 218.05. November feeders up $2.72 to 343.50. December hogs $1.50 higher at 79.40. Reporting agriculture's business, you are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
wait until your garage door sounds like this. Easy Open Garage Doors here to help, whether you're in need of repair or a new opener, or maybe it's just time to replace the whole door. Make it easy and give Easy Open Garage Door a call, 770-DOOR.
I'm Derek Sidian with KBRFradio.com News. Join me every Friday at 5 on KBRFradio.com or on the Fergus Now app for the weekly news recap, where I recap this week's hottest local news and you catch up on what you might have missed. From local crime and business news to road construction and car accidents, the weekly news recap keeps you up to date on what you need to know. The KBRF Weekly News Recap is brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonемemorial.com. Memorials that matter.
Winter weather can change quickly and can be hazardous. Listen to News Talk 1250 KBRF for the latest weather-related postponements and cancellations. Brought to you by John's Heating and Air Conditioning and Northwest Tire. Schools, businesses, churches, and events. You can find postponements and cancellations on KBRFradio.com as well. And the Fergus Now app. Weather-related announcements. Brought to you by Northwest Tire and John's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Lynn Peterson with West Central Initiative. People often tell me, I want my giving to really matter. That's what West Central Initiative does best. We match your support to the biggest needs in our region, like childcare, education, and community projects, while managing your gift so it continues to grow and help long into the future. With West Central Initiative, you don't just give, you build a legacy. Learn how to do this at wcif.org.
Pat Scholl from the Viking Cafe is with us to talk about something that we're pretty excited about. Pat, you're teaming up with Nelson Auto Center on a really fun event that's coming up this Sunday. So tell us about it.
This is going to be a really fun time. You know, Brent and Laurel had reached out and said they want to do something for the community, and they miss our smorgasbord as well. So
so does everybody.
I know, and I miss it too. I used to have it daily. So the fun day on Sunday, November 23rd, will be from 11 to 2. We're bringing back the good old days and our smorgasbord.
Oh, that sounds fun. And, you know, there's another really fun thing is that you're going to take it back to the price that it used to be.
Yeah, I was looking at those prices, and it just blows my mind. So it's going to be $10.99 for the all-you-can-eat smorgasbord. And whether it's just a salad bar you want, the hot side, or the whole thing, it's just one price, and it comes with coffee and water, dinner roll, dessert, and your choice of baked chicken, meatballs, Virginia baked ham, mashed potatoes and gravy, corn, dressing, the salad bar, dessert, you name it. You get it all.
The whole works. And I know the Nelsons are not going to blow their own horn, so I'm going to do it for them. So what's going to happen is we're going to charge the $10.99 for while the food lasts, I should say. But Brent and Laurel Nelson and Nelson Auto Center are going to pick up the other half of that.
Yeah, that's part of their bringing back the good old days. They wanted that to be an affordable price for the customers, and they're happy to pitch in and for the community and pay the other half, because prices and things have just soared, and that's why we don't do it now, is just the amount of cost that goes into it and the amount of technically waste if you throw some stuff away. So they wanted to bring it back and give something back to the community, and we were happy to pair with them.
Well, I know. In fact, when you were contacted, you were really excited about the opportunity.
Yeah, and I even told my staff, and they're all volunteering, like, can I work that day? Can I work that day?
Oh, that's great.
So they're excited to have it back, because it's like riding a bike. It's something we've done for years and years, and they're excited to have the opportunity to feed everybody the smorgasbord again.
And, it is bringing back the good old days. I mean, I remember growing up, and afternoon kindergarten is what I had. And so my mom would take me to the Viking in the morning, and we would have a hamburger for lunch before she took me to kindergarten. So, I mean, and we used to go to the Sunday smorgasbord all the time. So many good memories in it for me and so many other people who still just always have loved the Viking Cafe.
Yeah, as far as I know right now, I mean, even in just my short time of being there of 23 years, we're on like the third generation. And so the kids that used to come in with their parents or grandparents now have kids, and they're the ones that say, hey, can we go to the Viking for breakfast before school? Or it's pretty fantastic to watch that turnover and how it all evolves.
Well, and Fergus Falls loves the Viking Cafe, and so does everybody else. And you guys are such a good community member, too. And you, together with the Nelsons at Nelson Auto Center, pairing up to just do nothing but just a really fun, feel-good kind of thing.
Yep, absolutely. And again, you had mentioned it too earlier that at some point we will probably run out of food. It's hard to gauge how much. And so if someone doesn't get the chance to eat the smorgasbord, who knows? It's not saying this is the last time we're going to do this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's options and things. I just hope it goes nice and smooth and everybody just enjoys bringing back the good old days.
Absolutely. So, okay, so it's coming up one day only this coming Sunday, the 23rd, from 11 until 2. And, Pat, you're going to have your regular menu available too, right?
Yeah, so in the mornings we'll be serving breakfast like we usually do. And then, again, that regular menu will be available through 2 o'clock. So let's say you have a party of 4 that come in, and one person doesn't want the smorgasbord. It's too much food or it's not what they want. If they want to get an omelet, great. If they want to get a hamburger, great. We'll have that option as well.
You know what? I just have to cheer on you and your staff because they're the ones who said, oh, no, we can handle it. We'll do it. That sounds like fun. And I know staff at Nelson Auto Center was pretty excited about it, too. You'll see Pat's staff in special T-shirts. Brent and Laurel will be donning theirs. I'll be down there helping out where I can, too. And we just look so forward to such a fun community event that really kind of, it's like a throwback Thursday on a Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, nothing it's totally different, but the same as when we had those drive-by dinners for Easter and Mother's Day and Thanksgiving. Just puts a smile on people's faces. So that's what we're hoping for. People are happy, excited, and just enjoy every bit of it.
Yeah, and come maybe with just a little bit of patience because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of people there.
We might have a line out the door. So
we might.
The weather looks, I just heard the forecast, it's supposed to be in the mid-40s, so the weather should be beautiful. You might have to wait outside a little bit.
So dress warm
a little
bit, yeah.
But yeah, there might be some waiting involved. But again, it's just first come, first serve, something fun. And yeah, let's just enjoy the day.
All right, bringing back the good old days. Smorgasbord for one day only, Sunday, November 23rd from 11 till 2 at the Viking Cafe, pairing up with Nelson Auto Center to bring back the good old days. Pat, thanks for your hand in this. I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun this coming Sunday.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting us talk about it. And yeah, it's going to be a great day. So,
looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
I know. Doesn't that sound like fun?
Definitely.
Yeah. And this was a brainchild of Brent Nelson. He said, man, I miss the meatballs on the smorgasbord at the Viking Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think we could ever get Pat and his staff to do a smorgasbord? I'm like, well, let's ask. And when I first talked to Pat about it, right out of the get-go, he said, that sounds like fun. And and like, you know, how proud must he be of his staff? Because it's going to be a busy day for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But for them to sign up and say, hey, can I work that day? Can I work that day? That's really cool. And when he talks about generations of people working there, some of his staff are generational too.
Yeah.
So it's one of those iconic places of Fergus Falls that that we can be so proud of that we have it in our town. And Pat is just the nicest guy and really easy to work with and just such a good community guy. And his whole staff, his wife, and everybody that works there. So we're grateful, so grateful for Viking Cafe, and it's going to be fun.
And he's a great golfer.
He is a good golfer. Yeah.
He often golfs with us on Team
okay.
Layton.
Okay, well, that's great. All right, anyway, we're looking forward to that coming up this Sunday, so we will see you there. Let's see what else we have.
Should we do a turkey?
Oh, let's gobble.
Let's gobble.
Okay.
218-321-1926. Gobble for a turkey as we've got, obviously, a turkey from Premier Meats and Seafood. Again, big shout out and a big thank you for Premier coming on board and, being the turkey sponsor for this year. So let's start things off right off the bat. We'll take caller number 3, and we already got caller number 3. So let's head off to the phone lines. And who do we have online with us? Oh, they dropped.
Oh, no.
I connected in with them, and
they hung up on us?
And they hung up.
Wow,
so
we got dissed.
Let's
Should we try again?
Hit the new number
Okay.
3. Caller, you're on Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Who do we have?
Good morning, Dave and Mary. This is Sarah.
Oh,
Hey, Sarah.
Good morning. Well, first of all, we like to ask people what their plans are for the holiday. Are you going to be?
I'm hosting.
You're hosting. Okay. How many people are going to have around the table?
Possibly 13.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That sounds like a nice group. Pretty manageable. And
pretty big for me, but
is it big
yeah.
for you? All right. Well, it sounds like fun anyway. So we always want to wish our callers a very happy Thanksgiving. But so, have you ever gobbled for us before?
Yes, I have in the years past.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
excellent.
Well,
So you're practiced.
yes, and she's a professional. So go ahead, give us your very best gobble. Oh, that's a good one. Well, you know what we should have done is been recording all of these.
We are recording all these.
And should we play them back to back to back or something? Because there's some good ones. Do you have one more in you for us?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, well, Sarah, we are so grateful that you called in. Thanks for playing along with us again this year. And you can hang on the line, and Dave will get just a little information from you. And we want to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, all your guests at the table.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
Okay. All right. You hang on. Dave will talk with you. And, boy, that was a good turkey.
That was a good one, yeah.
That was a good one for sure. All right. Always have fun with Gobble for your turkey. And thanks to Premier Meats and Seafood for allowing us to do that, because we do have a lot of fun with that. Speaking of the holiday, and not just Thanksgiving, but maybe Christmas too, when families gather, it says that half of Americans polled plan holiday conversation strategies so as not to bring up awkward topics and cause family discussions or trouble. So isn't it too bad that we have to be so mindful of what we're going to talk about at our holiday table so that we don't get into any trouble? But I think it's a good idea, especially in this this political climate that we find ourselves in, that everything is political, it seems. And so there are so many things to avoid in order for there not to be, misunderstandings or just plain old food fights at the table. Anyway, the study reveals that 47% of people prefer sitting at the kids' table. Don't you? We always had that. So the adults, I remember this from Christmas at my grandma's house. The adults gathered around the big table, and all the cousins sat at the kids' table. We had multiple kids' tables. Well, now they're saying almost half the people say, yeah, I'd rather sit at the kids' table because that's an easy place to dodge an uncomfortable situation.
No politics at the kids' table.
Well, you'd sure hope not. Anyway, of course, politics tops the list of banned topics. And I think, so many things that we didn't used to throw into the bucket of politics has now become political. So many things are political. The other things they say, finances and weight. Those are things you don't want to discuss at the holiday table. Instead, families gravitate toward safer subjects like food, maybe a wine choice. Those are the things that they want to, discuss around the table. Or you could discuss kids, grandkids.
What's happening in your life?
Yeah, what's happening, what are their activities and that sort of thing. People always love to tell those stories, and the rest of us love to hear them. The survey found that about 63% learn more about loved ones during the holidays than at any other time.
Well, the meme that's going around right now that I always enjoy is, if you want to save money this holiday season, talk politics and religion during Thanksgiving. You'll be buying a whole lot less Christmas presents.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's there's some truth to that. So I know that at one of our Christmas celebrations, we walk pretty carefully around a couple of people, and we all accept that we just don't go there.
Yeah.
And then everything remains friendly, and we will never get the other one to come over to our way of thinking, and they will never get us to go to their way of thinking.
Yep.
So let's just, call a truce there and know that you do you and I'll do me kind of thing.
Well, now we got the Epstein files. So you can say, hey, your Uncle Bill is in the Epstein files.
Yeah, let's hope we don't know none of the people around our table get outed on the Epstein files, because that'd be bad. Boy, that will be interesting, though.
Yeah.
If there are I mean, I don't know if they're going to divulge actual names.
Oh, there's going to be names.
Do you think?
People will be named.
Oh, boy.
Nobody important, but people will be named.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. But there's already some people in pretty high positions that have already resigned.
Oh, yeah.
And they are like making their way out of the country. And so when you see people resign from big positions like that, who may be implicated, you might think, gee, that sort of suggests you may be guilty.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, anyway, yeah, I think maybe Jeffrey Epstein. That's probably not a great holiday topic either. So forget what Dave said. Oh, gosh. You know, I heard you in my head saying, with regard to Christmas shopping and wrapping, you told me that my level of organization was one that you just...
I can't handle.
You can't handle?
No.
But, you know, I laid in bed. I actually laid awake during the night thinking, okay, it's Thanksgiving next week, which means... And we've got one Christmas coming up in the middle of December, like the 13th, 14th, somewhere in there. And all of a sudden I'm like, okay, that's like 3 weeks away, 3.5 weeks away.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden I go into panic mode because I got a lot of shopping left to do. Even though it looked like I had already done a bunch, I've got at least that much left to do.
Well, you're halfway there. Bon Jovi would be proud of you.
Okay. Yeah, he would. Oh, my gosh.
I just don't have that level. I know what I'm going to get Jen. I think she's got some stuff for Adam already. I've got some ideas for my sister, my mom, my dad, and some of the boys, but I just haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah. Well, and, I mean, in our household, and I think this is how it goes in a lot of households. Of course, John shops for me.
Yep.
But that's it. Then I do everybody else, which I take that back. He's got one brother that he loves to shop for, so he does that.
I help Jen a little.
I bet you do.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm the one that shops for Jen, and
yeah,
she already knows what she's going to get.
Yeah, and that's okay.
And she was really happy with what photo, because she's like, I want this type of photo. Like, well, that's kind of actually the photo I was going to get for you. And she goes, is it this photo? And I'm like, yes, it's that photo.
Oh, okay. So she even knows what the puzzle's going to look like.
Yeah, but it's her favorite photo of us.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, that's great.
When the only group that she doesn't have a photo or a puzzle for is her and I. It's kind of like, okay, that's going to be the next one. And you take her favorite photo of us, and that's got to be the one we use. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so speaking of photos, I did get one more thing checked off the holiday list yesterday, and that is every year, starting on Mother's Day and going up until Labor Day, I keep track of all my lake photos,
yep.
Anything from the cabin, and every week I start a book, a Google photo book.
Yep.
And every week, I dump in that weekend's photos. But I hadn't quite finished everything, and yesterday I took care of that too. And thankfully, I kicked the can down the road enough so that they were 30% off yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's a good...
that's a great idea.
It's a good gift idea.
Yeah.
Because if you've got a group of photos, maybe your family went on vacation together... maybe there was a family reunion or like us, maybe you've got something annually that you do, whether it's at the lake or the golf course or wherever you like to be. If you've got a bunch of those photos, you can throw them together in a book, and it's so easy. All you have to do is pick the cover photo and what you would like to print on the spine. And other than that, Google does it all.
I know Jen does something similar. She makes calendars. She'll collect photos throughout the year, and we always go, oh, that's calendar worthy year.
Yeah.
We got to put that away for,
At our house, it's who's going to make the cover.
Oh.
That's always and I don't ever tell anybody who's on the cover. So they know that they're going to get a book every year, but I never reveal the cover photo.
It's like the SI swimsuit edition.
Kind of.
Who's on the cover?
Yeah. And I think it's a really good cover this year, so I'm excited about that. Anyway, but another one of my favorite things to do, and I think it's a good gift idea, so I'm happy to share that with people, and it's super easy to do. If I can do it, anybody can. And a follow-up to my online story that charged something to my credit card without me even, I got that all righted and everything's cool. So anyway, that's good. But a lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Shop local. Now those photo books, that's a little different. That's hard to do here, But anyway, how'd you like to be this lady? Mercedes Wells delivered her daughter on a roadside just 8 minutes after being discharged from the hospital on Sunday. She had arrived believing she was in active labor, but hospital staff said, no, I think you're okay. You can go home. Anyway, she was visibly in pain. Sister-in-law, Cherise, said that Wells pleaded with the nurses, keep me, I'm in terrible pain. Anyway, she said, I'm really in active labor. I can feel it, contractions as I walk. I mean, total pain, I'm telling you. Anyway, she was ignored, and they sent her away.
That's a malpractice case.
Yeah. And her husband delivered the baby using a blanket before driving to the community hospital. So she had the baby in the car. Baby's healthy, so that's good. But the hospital probably in a little bit of hot water.
Yeah, they're probably lawyering up right about now.
Yeah, I think so too.
Wow.
I mean, who would send someone home who is
in active pain?
Well, and obviously
labor, pregnant,
in labor. My goodness, yeah. Then there is one more story before we wrap it up. Trayvon Duncan, age 28, proposed to his influencer. I should have just left that off. Using hundreds of drones spelling, "Will you marry me?" across the Dallas airspace. This happened November 1st. A cybersecurity engineer began planning in July, obtained city permits to block nearby streets since drones cannot fly over moving vehicles. And he said, I felt like I was inside a dream, and and she said, oh my goodness, I went numb from shock when I saw it across the sky. So anyway,
I love the fact he went through, got the permits, closed down streets.
That's kind of a lot of work.
Yeah.
Anyway, she had mentioned wanting a drone proposal in a video last year, which then this guy said, oh, maybe I can make that happen. Anyway, the intention, love, and detail behind it is something that you truly cannot put a price on, she said. So anyway, ended up being a good deal. And the only word in there that I don't love is influencer. It makes you want to stick your finger in your throat, kind of, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They're gagging. All right, coming up on 10 o'clock, and that is going to wrap up another show. Our show today and every day is brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great day.